Turning now to a conversation between Nolan FInley and former U.S. Senator Carl Levin. He was the longest-serving senator in Michigan history, and since he's retired, Senator Levin is still pretty busy. He was just appointed mediator in the Flint water contamination class action lawsuit. He has some pretty strong words about the state of politics in D.C.
There was an era when consensus building was common, and now we are in almost straight partisan votes on so many issues. Is it possible today, in today's environment, is it possible for consensus to happen?
Consensus probably no, but in terms of a greater ability of some kind of a sufficient number of people to come together so that they can pass things, and maybe a majority or a supermajority, it may not be a consensus, but I understand your points. One of the things that happened was that there were more and more people that were elected to the Congress who said that we didn't come here to compromise. And if you're not there to compromise, you're not there to govern, because governing requires a lot of times that there be compromise. There's sometimes you're not going to compromise. It may be a principle so deep that you're absolutely going to say no. But the idea that we would shut down the government, for instance, there's almost no principle that I can imagine that would drive me to say, I'm going to vote against the entire government functioning because I didn't get what I wanted, or there's something in there that I don't like. And so a group came, sometimes called Tea Party group, frankly, that said, hey, no, there's too damn much compromise. I don't, that's the swamp. That's the way you guys get things done, and we don't like the way you get things done. That group gained stronger and stronger clout, mainly within the Republican Party. And that kind of drove the moderates in the Republican Party out, frankly. A lot of Republicans, who were moderate Republicans so-called, couldn't even run for re-election. Olympia Snowe from Maine, a senator from Indiana, couldn't even run and win a primary against somebody who took the position, it's all a swamp, drain the swamp.
But aren't we seeing the same thing happen now among Democrats? Yeah. You saw in California, the California Democrats wouldn't endorse longtime Senator Dianne Feinstein because they perceived her as being too moderate. Are moderates being driven out of the Senate on by both parties?
Well, there's some significant differences. There are some similarities, by the way. I think there's there's a test of purity that is applied on the Democratic side by some too, which I think also is a mistake. It's not the same, quite to the same degree, the same depth as it was with the so-called Tea Party folks or the Freedom Caucus. It's not that. It's not. I don't think most of those folks in California who have someone other than Feinstein they're supporting would vote to close the entire government. So there's different levels of the extreme.